Okay, so I'm using Arch 100% cotton cold pressed paper. This is just the pad you see, the loose pad. This is a 9 by 12. I'll be using my Princeton Neptune series. This is a number 14 brush. It's brand new, so it has a fantastic point. I love to use a good big brush, especially for loose florals and something like this. And then we'll go over the paints as we use them. Um, I always use holbein paint. So I could start off with flowers first, or I can start off with some greens first. And I just want to paint some color or just throw things down. So I'm going to take some cadmium red light here and some bright rose. Loosen this up. Get it ready to go. Couple of things. I can just simply just take off the paint right now and clean water, and I can just kind of tap the clean water around. You can kind of splatter it a little bit and then grab some of the paint and have it tap where that water was. This is going to help you get looser, right? Grab that bright cadmium red light and just making some simple, because wildflowers are just kind of wild and abstract wildflowers, so really there's no rhyme and reason, just kind of tapping quickly and moving your paintbrush along and mixing the color. So this is wet on dry, this is wet on wet. It just creates kind of cool look. And with the tip of your brush, just kind of wiggling it and tapping that, right? So I've got these splotches kind of happening. Now I'll take some cadmium yellow deep, a little bit of peacock blue, and you get that bright chartreuse green, really kind of bright. Add more peacock blue, it turns into more of a Kelly green. Take the tip, and I love just kind of like going down, zigzagging it, bring it all the way down. You don't need to fill the whole page. You see, I'm just kind of wiggling this really quickly and pulling it up. Woo! Look at that. Alrighty, it's beautiful. Really quick and fast. You can make a beautiful painting in less than 5 minutes. No lie. No serious textbook rules needed here. See, I just splattered some water. I'm taking the tip. I'm just kind of holding it up like this and kind of wiggling it and moving it this way, that way. And then pull it down. Now I'm going to add to my green some Prussian blue, get it darker, and some burnt umber. And that should create a much deeper green. See how I'm mixing that? Now I want to do some leaves. So I take a brush and I kind of push down and twist out. And I push down and twist out. You get some fun leaves. You can mix even more yellow and you get a medium green. The thickness of the paint matters also. This is a little bit thicker now, you see. More like cream. Just going out here and kind of just pushing down and pulling back like that. Creating some leaves. Not much is required here. Pushing down and pulling back. Now I'm going to add some more of the dark green again. Just the dark green because it really makes that whole painting pop. It's a real kind of short, jerky movement. And you can add some stems of this deeper green kind of coming down. Look at that. See, I have a lot of like white space as part of the composition. And it's needed. It gives it some like breathing room. You don't need to fill everything you see. You don't have to fill the whole piece of paper. I'm going back and adding some more yellow. Now, if I change the brush, I love this brush because of the looseness of it. And people ask, well, why do you use this brush? It has a very floppy brush. So it lends itself to becoming a really kind of goofy, loose kind of painting because of it. Now, if I want to have some beautiful, simple leaves, and I want to change the brush because it's very pointy, I could grab like a filbert brush or an oval wash brush, right? This little stiff one. This is a Princeton 16 Select, and it's got that round tip. So I'm just going to push down, and you get these nice round petals or leaves. So kind of like a wonderful big round leaf would be kind of fun. I've got some white watercolor kind of bleeding into my paint. I don't want that. Okay. And I'm going to get a little bit more yellowish color, yellow-green. And I'm just going to push and twist. So now you get those nice round leaves. Or use this side of the brush and you get this little dippy-dap, roundish leaves. Look how pretty those round leaves are. You can kind of swirl it all in there and get a big one. And again, go back and mix the colors to get some deep color in there. I'm loving the combination of all the colors. Just really kind of simple, really quick. And I'll put some leaves up here. You want some delicate looking things and some big bold stuff like those leaves. Maybe you make big leaves down here completely. I'm just thinking about that. So I've decided to go back down here and add some bigger leaves. And your eye is now, it's like kind of rounding it. Big roundish leaves. And some can be kind of bending and twisting, going downward like that. All right? You get this grounded leaf movement happening down here. And I'll go back with my brush and do some little grasses poking through. Now, I'm going to go back. I feel like my greens are kind of all done. Clean off my palette a little bit. And just add some simple little doodad flowers again. These are kind of blended. I can grab some thick, bright rose with some cadmium red light. I'll do more taps in here while it's still damp. Darker pink. And I'll change the look of that a little bit. Kind of push down over here in some areas. Little ditzy kind of flowers. Right? And going up here. Loving the look of that. Softness here. And then going back over to that red area. Kind of washed away. I'll go grab some of my cadmium red light and then just go in and fill up some of these areas that are just feel empty. And really in less than 5 minutes, you have beautiful flowers. Didn't take much time to do. Really kind of gorgeous. Grab some yellow paint too, because by the way, you have to think about the color of the composition, and we're using hot tones. So I'm going to add little ditzy yellow flowers. Kind of down here, and then a few up in here. Just tapping a little bit. You can splatter a little bit too. So now you've got the hot tones all in here. Sweet. And then just basically little tippy taps. If you want to actually make a real flower, you can do that too, like a daisy or something. Add some yellow. Sweet, right? Literally, how long did this take us for a wonderful wildflower painting? Don't have to overthink everything. You just simple, fast move. Do a bunch like this in different colorways. You can add some more purples. Really kind of sweet. Doesn't take much. I don't want to crowd this area at all. If I did anything, I'll just add like a little spray. And that's pretty much it. I'm loving how it came out. And it didn't take me much time at all. Really kind of fantastic. So I hope this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a Patreon member, like I said, you get the additional tutorial with these wildflowers. Click the link below to join my Patreon. We have exclusive tutorials, extra tutorials from YouTube, traceables and photos, and my tutorials on Patreon that are exclusive, about an hour long. So that itself, and it's worth its weight in gold for the price you pay for Patreon, because it's really in depth and some are more advanced than on YouTube. So if you've already been painting for a while and you want something really more advanced, that's where you go. And you support my channel here on YouTube, which I really appreciate. So have a great weekend. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.